After the ball is over, after this game is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. Good morning. That was a weird froggy sort of sounding hello.
Yeah, it was, because I said it twice. You might have caught it if, I don't know. We'll have to see. Anyway, it is, welcome to Pen and Needles Podcast, episode 151. It is Monday, April 20th, 2015. If I'm a little scattered, it's because it's 6:30 in the morning and we've been up for 2.5 hours, or I've been up for 2.5 hours. She's getting ready to go to bed. So, yes.
Excuse me.
Chai tea in my mug. What's in yours, Taya?
Well, who are you?
First, what's in your mug, I asked you.
But they don't care what's in my mug if they don't
your
know who
mug?
I am.
What is in your mug?
My name is Talia, also known as Princess King Gypsy, and in my mug, I have, well, first of all, it is my Nitpicks mug. This must be a left-handed mug or something. Kay, you know what I'm talking about. You were having a problem with your mug this past podcast, or the fact that it was
On the wrong hand.
Yeah. I don't know why they don't have the insignia on both sides, because
Yeah.
I don't necessarily need to know that I love nitpicks. I want everyone else to know that I love nitpicks. And I don't drink with my left hand.
I do.
Well, you can't have my mug.
I don't want your mug. I don't want your stinking mug.
Well, good. You can't have it.
I don't want it.
The tea I am drinking is Moose Tracks black tea, and I'm looking at my tea journal over here, and it contains black tea, almonds, coffee beans, chocolate, and hazelnut flavoring.
We're in a perfectly good tea with coffee.
Well, we haven't decided if it's cough tea or teafy.
I like teafy better.
Okay,
Tea should always have preference.
Well, I'll let Tammy know you
And
prefer
precedence.
teafy.
Paul
Paul was the one who suggested cough tea.
Spoken as a true coffee connoisseur, not a big tea drinker. But anyway, I am Marlisha, also known as Lady Fornico, and we want to welcome all new and returning viewers. Thank you for joining us. We're glad you decided to spend some time with us. We want to welcome also those who are in the shadows and haven't yet joined us officially. We'd love to have you do that so you can take part in the Cows.
We want to know what's in your mug.
Yes, I already asked that though.
Well, I asked again because we doubly want to know.
You chew your cabbage twice.
I only chewed it once.
Anyway, I won't go there. We want to welcome, if you're in the shadows still, please consider joining us officially so you can join the Cows and have chances for prizes and things. We'd love to be able to offer that to you, and we thank you for watching regardless. We do have some new members who have joined us officially. We have Nekitu, who is Lynette.
Neki?
Neckie.
Okay.
Sarah Saki. I don't know what her name is. I'm assuming it's Sarah, but I may be wrong. I think this is Octoon Kitten, which I think is funny. It makes me laugh.
Octoon, isn't that like a
Octoon is...
a number in German or something?
No, it's not a number. It's something else. It's one of those words that I used to hear like when I watched Hogan's Heroes along with Schnell. I don't know what Octoon means. I think it's attention, but I'm not sure. Maybe she can tell us.
An attention?
I don't, or maybe Dan knows German, I think. Maybe he can tell us what that means. Octoon Kitten. Who's Rachel? Anyway, it made me smile. Who's Rachel? I don't have any German background. My language background is French and Spanish and English, so I don't, what little bit I know. I have no German. Octoon. Anyway, welcome, Rachel. Spins a Good Yarn, who's Debbie. Nitpicky in PA, who is Carol. Taj McCaw. That makes me smile every time I read it. Who is Steph. Red Salt Box, who is Lisa. Which every time I think of Salt Box buildings, I think of Massachusetts. I spent about 6 years in Massachusetts, give or take. And the Salt Box houses are cute. Tadpole Troll, who's Terry. BJ, who is
Terry.
Brandy.
Welcome, Brandy.
I will welcome all in a second. KK Calkins, who is Kathleen. So I want to welcome all of you to the podcast. We're glad to have you with us. Some of you have already jumped right in. The rest of you, feel free to do so. We're having a lot of fun with the autism awareness right now. Do you want me to go right into that, or?
You might notice that we are behind in threads. I've actually been spending a lot of my weekend when I'm not crafting or dozing. I've been catching up with private messages.
Yeah, and I will probably do
or
that.
Or attempting to do so.
I will probably do that today because I have an inordinate amount of private messages. I have been.
How many was it again?
Oh, I don't want to talk about it. Don't no. It's still in double digits. That's all I can say about that. And
was the number like?
Don't even go there.
Actually, I don't remember what the number is.
Actually, a lot of them are people who have been kind enough to accept invitations to join or have joined. Some of them are ear burns, so those are easy enough. But I intend to spend this afternoon, because our day is a little bit messed up today, trying to catch up with those and the threads that I got behind on. Usually I try to have the podcast thread all caught up, but because we're doing it in the morning and Sunday is a family day, I didn't have a chance to do that last night. I'm sorry, I'm a little thirsty.
Yeah, we both got off of working out, so.
Yeah, we worked out before we did our podcast here. So, all right, let's get into the autism awareness. I will not be doing a fact every week, maybe every other week, or I might do 2 weeks of facts and one without, or something like that, because I want to give you a little bit of a break. And sometimes our podcast can run a little long. So today I'm just going to do. We're not going to have a fact today because I didn't have a chance to pull one up. So into the autism awareness, Cal, it's going very well. Lots of really nice projects, very bright colored projects, socks, and one of them, Maureen, who is Victorian Studios. She's got one in there, and she says it's not a snake, but it looks like a snake. It looks like a snake. No, she's just started it, and it's a mystery, and it's really bright color, and I can't wait to see what it is. We had a couple of really bright colored socks. We had a shawl that was done in Heidi's yarn, Undead Yarn, which is really pretty. And I think we have a couple of George's patterns up.
I'm really behind on looking under it, so I'm really not sure.
I think that a couple of people have started.
I need to take looks and do loves on things, even if I don't have time to comment.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I don't have time to comment and focus on that, but I can look through them, and I'd like to at least do that.
And I try to do that as well. We have a variety of projects. We have everything from toys to shawls to socks to mystery stuff to whatever. So it's really exciting to see. The projects must be, well, first of all, they must be worked on. They don't have to be started, but they have to be worked on between April 1st.
I mean, you have to start them at some point in time.
Oh, yes. Well, there's the brilliant person that sees the obvious. Okay. Excuse me.
We just thought I'd point that out.
They have to be worked on between April 1st and June 30th.
30 days has September, April, June, and November. Okay.
Okay, so you have 3 months, April 1st to June 30th. They must be worked on in that period of time. They can be started whenever, they can be finished whenever. They must be worked on during that period of time to be eligible. They must be approximately 75% bright colored. They must be knitted or crocheted. Sorry, no weaving or spinning or anything like that.
But where can they put that kind of stuff in?
They can put that in the show notes. And not the show notes, in the shawl thread.
Or
I'm getting to that. Emily, who is Chain of Fools, who is in Fibertown, she's accepting everything. I'm not sure. I know Nikki's like ours. I'm not sure what Heidi's doing.
Now, what do they have to do with us anyway?
Yes, I'm getting to that. I'm not finished yet. She's always preempting. I will get to that.
Follow the
one whip per project per week, and post the FO whenever the project is ready. We have 3 co-hosts. Emily, who is Fibertown, who's Chain of Fools on Fibertown podcast, and she's the one that accepts anything. Mm-hmm. And then we have Heidi, who is Nitty Girl, who's Undead Yarn. I don't know what her rules are. I think she accepts anything, but you might want to check her.
Yeah, I can't remember. I know that she puts a prize for each month, like
Emily and Heidi both do a prize each month. We're doing one at the end. I believe Nikki's doing it at the end. Nicole who is Nicolo's World. She is
Mickey 18229.
Yeah, 18229. She is our final co-host, and I believe her rules are almost exactly like ours. So,
and it's so much like ours. She thought she'd repeat it again.
Yes, because it was important that you understand this. It's very important. So you have the opportunity to triple dip just for the autism awareness alone. If you are a member of Caffeinated Knitting, they have a spring thing going on, a spring something along.
Something along.
Or neons or something. They're doing something with bright colors. If they accept it, I don't care if you use it. We don't care if you quadruple it. I don't care if you dip all over Ravelry. That doesn't matter to me as long as it's bright colored.
Just it while you're dipping. Don't spit it up. Where people can see you, and it's gross.
It's an infant. Anyway, we do have a few featured patterns that will get you to back it up. We need okay.
Everyone else thinking back headroom.
Okay.
Because he does this with a job, right?
Sometimes he does. Yeah.
It's usually when after he's done his jerk thing,
yes.
and he's like,
yeah. But we have ways of getting two chances. If you use
where's my pattern?
One of 10 hours or less, who is our very own George. If you use his braided bright pattern, or if you make his rainbow cow, I think I always forget the name of it. It's that beautiful cow, rainbow rounds or round rainbow.
I don't remember the name of it.
Cow. It's beautiful. It's white with the red. You can use whatever colors. But if you do that, or if you do Victoria Blues fingerless mitts, the Autism puzzle pieces mitts, or if you use Knitty Girl 1, who's Undead Yarn, her Autism Awareness yarn, you get 2 chances for that finished object only. Okay? So if you use that, okay? All right. We do have several prizes, and we went through them all last week. We have bags.
We do have a new prize, though.
Okay. So I'll just go over briefly the ones we have, and you can talk about the other ones because I don't have the information. We have 6 patterns from Anastasia Sattel, who's Anastasia Knits. She does both knit and crochet patterns. We have 2 silver shed bags. The medium bag was donated by us. The large wedge bag was donated by Ann Brody, who is Silver Shed's proprietor, and she is wonderful.
And she is Silver Shed USA.
Yes, I'm sorry, that's right. And then Denise, who is Knitting Den, has donated 2 Kikiboo bags, and I showed you those 2 weeks ago, the blue field with the puzzle pieces. I'd never seen that before. It's really, really nice.
Yes.
Two Kikiboo wedge bags. I believe they're both wedge bags. If not, it's one wedge and one drawstring.
I think it was one wedge, one drawstring.
Okay.
That's what I remember.
And then 2 zitted buffer pills. So she's thank you, Denise. That's also awesome.
Yeah.
We have 2 skeins of yarn from an anonymous viewer, which is very exciting. And then Debbie Jackson is donating a $10 or less downloadable Ravelry pattern that may or may not be one of George's patterns. It's up to you. Okay.
Whenever I hear someone say, whenever I hear you say Debbie Jackson, I think of Daniel Jackson.
We're big Stargate SG1 fans. And then we have a limited edition Autism Awareness yarn that we got from Packing Knits' Etsy shop, and all the profits from that go to Autism Speaks, just like a percentage of Heidi's Undead Yarn, the Autism Awareness colorway also goes from a portion of each of the skeins that she sells goes to Autism Speaks, which is very generous as well. We have a skein of Skeino yarn and 2 skeins of yarn from Undead Yarn, Heidi again. This is for 2 winners who can choose from her shop, whatever's in her shop. And then we have 3 skeins of yarn from Emily, who is Fibertown. And we have a donation from Abby Designs, but I don't know what it is yet because she's working on it still. And you're going to be excited. It's awesome.
And then I got an offer for a prize from one of our new members. It's BJ, who is Brandy. And
I love her. She's so excited.
Yes.
She's so enthusiastic.
And she makes soap, and she is offering us an autism awareness soap,
which I think is amazing.
Which I think is cool.
I can't figure out what she's going to do, but that's going to be so cool. I bet it's going to be maybe bright colored. I don't know. I'm looking forward. I'm very curious. Very curious, Brandy. And thank you for that. So
yes, thank you so much.
we have a lot.
Yes.
You guys are
a lot of exciting stuff
awesome.
coming up, guys.
Lawsome. They're lawsome. Where words get jumbled. Okay.
You mean like every podcast?
Yes, everyone. I have 7 whips.
I will be able to tell you as soon as I finish with this section here.
Okay.
Sound interesting for 5 seconds.
Do I have to?
Yeah, just pretend. I mean, I know it's a bit of a stretch, but just pretend for a little bit.
I had things in mind to do, but I can't remember now.
You see,
It's
you're
too early in
failing.
the morning. It's too early in the morning. But yeah, I can't think. I'm drawing a blank.
Well, you're not very helpful.
No, I'm
Horoscopes
really
with
not.
me.
I'm really not. Oh, I was gonna say. I guess I mentioned George's other pattern already last week. His shawl, the knitted one.
I don't remember. There, I finished my section.
Awesome.
You don't have to be interesting anymore.
Good, because I drew a blank. It's too early in the morning for me to do this.
Let me just take my stitch marker and.
I do want to thank once again though the people who have been
Why
praying
couldn't you
for
be
me.
interesting when I needed you to be
Because
interesting?
it's like a baby or a child. You want them to do this trick for people, and they see people and they're like, eh. No.
So are you saying children are supposed to do tricks for people like dogs?
Exactly.
Wow.
She's being obnoxious. Anyway, I want to thank all the people I've gotten several private messages offering prayers. I've had several messages on the thread and just in different places offering support, and I appreciate that. I do have an appointment on June, I think it's the 19th is the earliest they could get me in. But
yeah, I couldn't remember if it was June or July.
Yeah, so the doctor is supposed to be very, very good from all accounts.
Yeah, I've heard that she's phenomenal.
So I'm willing to wait for that, and I just thought I'd keep you updated so you know what's going on. That's all I'm going to say about that for now. Just thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. And as for projects that I have 1, 2, 3, 4.
15. 4, 15, 6.
Is it 5? Yes, 5. Don't mess me up.
15 is 15.
Try to start again.
My job here is finished.
I have 8. I think, but
You start.
Okay. Goody, because then I can start knitting on the thing I have in my lap. Because I couldn't start on it because I was ready to end up in the middle of the road, and it was bugging me because I like to knit during the podcast. So, this is the Scrap Log Cabin Blanket, and it's based on the idea of the log cabin blankets using various worsted and bulky yarns. You guys have seen this week after week. Believe it or not, this stripe has grown. I will probably only go a few more rows before I bind it off. I have this much yarn left though, so I kind of want to make it through as much of it as I can.
Was that Heidi's?
Yes, this was what I used for the Undead Bunny.
So that's Nitty Girl.
Yeah.
Undead yarn.
So, I use this for the Undead Bunny. The Undead Bunny is happily in his home, far, far away.
Yep.
But,
getting lots of loves and hugs.
yes. But I still have a way to remember him in this blanket.
Okay, I'm going to start out with my blanket as well. I'm not going to remove it from here because the progress isn't enough to merit it, but I did work several rows on it. I added the multicolor.
Last week, I think it was only like 1 row.
Yeah, I was actually only half a row.
Was it really?
Yeah, and I'm pretty close to finishing as well, and I'm just babying my wrist a little bit, so I'm not doing as much at one time. I'm taking breaks and doing other things, and that's helping, along with the little glove thing that we wear, this thing that Ty is wearing. We both have one.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, we have a couple of them. So this is in my Vera Bradley bag. I don't think it'll be too much longer. I'm starting the green section now. I don't know how much bigger I will get. I have to measure it against my bed upstairs. But I think it'll be an FO by the end of the month or the end of May tops. And I'm enjoying that. It's kind of a mindless, just do it project.
And she has in mind to start another one.
Yes.
After.
I do have another one I want to do. Okay. Your turn.
The next one is the secret project, which is a pattern that is currently being designed. It changed the idea of what color it wanted its eyes to be. I actually think last week I told you guys that it wanted to have green eyes, and I was telling it couldn't. It got its wish, it got green eyes, and now it's much happier.
And now it's allowing the pattern.
Now it's allowing the pattern to proceed. So, it is in the Kissing Bunny's Clover Bird bag.
Okay.
So it goes flying.
All right, my next project, and I'm not sure if I'm going to work too much on my projects today, but I get my glove on.
Yeah, it might help you put it on the vinyl.
Okay, my next project is in my at Star Wars bag from Silver
AT-AT.
Shed, the 1X size.
It's not even just AT-ATs. It's all Imperial.
Yeah, I just call it that. And I actually started the second ball of yarn on this. Not by much, but I started it. Finished the first ball of yarn. I have a feeling this is going to block out pretty big.
I'm probably going to start getting fairly obnoxious pretty soon, so I don't get too sleepy.
Okay, well, don't do too much of it. But see, this is what I've got. And you can see it's getting pretty good size. And I think it's going to block out, like I said, pretty. It feels pretty stretchy. This is the Anastasia Zattel scrap shawl pattern. And I'm doing it for the Undead Yarn shawl along, whether I finish it or not. Well, I think, is she going to, how long is that going? I don't know.
I have no idea.
I'm using an F hook and Reflections at Rocklands in a fingering weight, and it matches my bag. Kind of happy about that.
You kind of match your bag.
I do. I'm matchy today. There's my hook. I like this pattern. It's fun and it's easy, and it's another one that's kind of a mindless crochet. Okay, go ahead.
So, then, is there anything else I can't show? Yes.
Bag down.
In the Kitties in the News bag is Milton, which is the Tilly Springer Spaniel in testing. And I'm going to look at it and not show you because he's in testing still. But he's looking very cute. Starting on another piece.
And how long do we have for this pattern?
The pattern will be released on May 15th, which is not only our 3rd podiversary.
Yes, and there will be prizes for that.
But it is also Davina's birthday.
Yes.
This dog is hers, and she's rather excited that the plan is to have it done in time for her birthday.
Yes.
So.
Did you have anything else you wanted to say about that, about your patterns, or?
I have a pattern section later.
Okay. All right, let me just stop this for a second. Okay. My next project is in, I switched a bunch of bags, so I have to figure out what I did with it. I think it's in here. Do not poke me. I have soreness.
Where?
You're poking me.
Here?
Uh-huh. And on other places. Okay, now, in my Funtific, thank you, my Funtific Lovely Words bag, I like this bag so much.
Can't knit and rub your bag at the same time.
Okay. I'm using, this is my Stylish Shawl project from the Shell Shawlette pattern by Susan, I think it's Hilger. And I'm using an F hook and Undead Yarn in the Vampiri base in the Autism Awareness colorway. Yes, Heidi, it's not a toy. She must get tired of hearing that. I love Heidi. She makes me smile. Okay. So I did another row while I was talking to my husband and to Talia last night. We were talking about Michelangelo. So.
The artist Michelangelo, not the turtle.
Yes. Although that's always a possibility too. I like the way it's working up. It's very pretty. You can see the pattern really nicely on this.
Yes, you can.
This yarn is super soft. Heidi, I love this base. It's much softer than your other fingering, although that was fairly soft as well. This one is very soft. It makes me happy. It makes my hands happy.
What's the concentration? Does it have any nylon or is it all wool? Because if it's all wool, I do not use
75% superwash merino and 25% nylon.
Okay,
so you can make socks with it. This this will feel amazing on your feet. This.
You see, me and knitted socks have disagreements. You make my feet itch.
I feel this. I don't put on your makeup. Here, feel it.
Yeah, but they still make my feet itch.
This is just so soft. I mean,
it's very soft.
I think I don't know. I don't know much about the yarns, but this is just very soft. I really like it. And it's moving along. I haven't done a lot. I worked on it for the first time in about 10 days maybe, last night. And I got a fair amount done. And I really enjoy working with this yarn. Because the other yarn I was using, while it's a wonderful yarn, the project I was working on was starting to bother my hands. I don't know if it was because I was knitting with it as opposed to crocheting. And maybe it was a little different blend or something, but it wasn't
you
quite
might
as soft.
also have a tendency to grip your needle tighter than your hook because
well, no, but it was
focus.
Yeah, but it wasn't. I'm talking about the actual dryness on my hands. It wasn't playing nice with my hands, and I love the yarn that yarn too. But this is so much. It was such a pleasure to put this on afterward.
To put it on, huh?
Yes. There. Okay.
Okay. So I need some chocolate coffee beans.
Continue.
I like them.
Go.
Next project.
Distractible.
Nighttime
reading?
I said night shine.
Nightshine.
Nighttime reading shawl.
Oh, gotcha.
Which is the Gaskell pattern by Sarah Jordan. I am going to become a little fidgety just because I'm getting sleepy and I need to wake myself up. So I'm going to look like I'm a crazy person.
We might pause so she can get another cup of tea.
Yeah.
After her project here.
Maybe a different cup of tea or some chocolate or something. Or just a lap around the house. It's because I started working out and I upped the ante for how much effort I put into it.
Yeah, she's not used to it, so you'll have to bear with us for about maybe 2 podcasts while she gets used to it.
Bear with. Bear with.
Bear with? There's a bear with? A with bear.
Denise knows what I'm talking about.
Of course Denise knows.
Okay. What was I talking about?
The next project.
Okay.
Oboe head.
That would be awkward to have a head like an oboe.
Musical though.
So this is Nighttime Reading Shawl, the Gaskell pattern by Sarah Jordan. I'm using brown sheep, lamb's pride worsted in the colorway charcoal heather. Do we thank our YouTube people?
That's at the end.
Oh, okay. Anyway, Nighttime Reading Shawl, Gaskell pattern by Sarah Jordan. Brown sheep, lamb's pride. That doesn't sound right for some reason. I'm sure it is. Brown sheep, lamb's pride worsted. It just needs like too many words in there. And the colorway charcoal heather. Using it for the undead yarn shawl cowl. So
I think it's going on for at least another 10 days. I don't know if
I won't be done in time.
Oh, I won't either.
For some reason, this shawl, when I work it, hurts my wrist more than my other knitting projects, and I'm not sure why.
Is it all the short rows? Do you have a lot of short rows in there?
It doesn't bother me. I just like this is straight knitting. I'm not sure if I tend to make more wrist movements when I'm doing it for some reason. I have absolutely no idea why.
Yeah.
And it makes absolutely no sense. But
it might just be that you I don't know.
It's illogical. So it has grown. I'm at the next section. And enjoying it. So I'm almost halfway there. Very close. I know I've been saying that for a while, but I really am very close.
Why would I do that?
Every time I read in bed, I have no idea why you would do that.
I have to take that. That's not right.
Would you say something else for crochet instead of tink back? It would be
it's just
To cork?
I don't know. I must have seen something
to
wrong.
cork?
I did an increase where I shouldn't.
Because tink is knit backwards.
Yep.
Crochet backwards would be take cork.
Oh, poop doodles.
So you take cork back.
Poop doodles. I'm going to lose my second skein here.
Are you pooping doodles again?
Poop doodles.
You're poofing doodles.
Poop doodles.
This is a PG podcast, Mom.
Fiddlesticks.
Okay. So, bathroom humor aside, I can't control her. She's out of control.
I am not, in fact. It's...
What did you do?
If you look here, you can see I did an increase.
And you were not supposed to increase?
No. See, the increases make the spine.
Oh, wow,
So,
you really weren't paying attention. Sorry.
There. Okay. Easy fix.
So, shawl in progress. And now I think it is time for... That doesn't belong there.
Now, that doesn't make any sense.
I have not been making sense this entire podcast. I think it's time for me to get another caffeinated beverage. And maybe some chocolate.
Okay.
Okay.
We will be back in a minute.
All right. Bye.
Right.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi.
We're back.
I just had to refresh a little bit. Got some passion tea. Can't remember who does it.
Sal?
Huh?
Tasso or whatever?
It was Tazo.
Yeah.
Got some of that. Managed to spill some of it. Took care of the spill. Didn't end up on any projects. Had Into the Woods playing in the background for a little bit to try to wake up a little bit because music will help.
And I have just about gotten back to where I was to begin with before we are back on the second ball of yarn again. So we're good to go. And I think we were on your project?
On my shawl, yeah. I
Okay.
think I covered most of the basics. I was talking about how it's on the neck. Every time I'm sitting in bed reading, I wish that I had this, but I can't work on it as fast as I would like to because it seems to bother my wrist. So
Right.
I work on fits and starts and do as much as my wrist will allow.
We're very careful about our wrists now since I don't know what we did to it at the same time, but whatever it was we did, we're careful now.
Yeah. It doesn't mean we craft any less. At least it doesn't mean I craft any less. It just means that...
Well, we're careful, that's all.
Yeah.
And I space mine a little bit more. But I'm still crafting.
I am a little more inclined to take reading breaks.
Mm-hmm.
But, yes. It's in the Silver Shed Froggy bag.
And what size is that one?
Oh, this is her largest.
2X.
Yes. So, the froggies are going to go flying.
Okay. Alright, my next project is Divot the Playful Puppy. And that is from Talia's Tilly pattern. Divot has a story behind him, but we will not talk about it right now. The actual original Divot, who's not really a Springer Spaniel.
Yes. You can't show him.
No, I'm not. I want to make sure it's the right bag. Yes. I finished the head, and I'm almost finished with the muzzle. And it's in my police box,
TARDIS
bag. It is Silver Shed's 2 extra large, her biggest one, and I love it.
If you hear a little singing in the background, Venus cleaning the bathroom.
Yeah, she's upstairs cleaning the bathroom. She puts her headphones on and she sings. So, yeah, I love this bag. I love the pattern. I'm using Bravo worsted yarn and an E-hook. It's Bravo Sport. And the colors are, well, you've seen it and you'll see it later. So,
yes.
Okay.
So next project that I've worked on, I worked some on Obsidian. This is the calligraphy cardigan, patterned by Hannah Fatigue.
Hannah Fettig.
Yes, that. Hannah Fettig. Or Fatigue, depending on how tired you are.
I'm going to get an email from her. I'm going to tag her.
But you have to figure out what her rap name is.
Hannah. All I have to do is look up her pattern. I don't know how you spell her name either. I'll have to look at it. But, yeah.
I'm using Miss Babs Yazwood Skein in the colorway Obsidian.
And she should be tagged anyway with the pattern.
I don't always put that effort into it. I actually only usually tag the designer if I know them personally. Well, I consider if they're in PHN that I know them personally. Am I in the middle of a row? Ah, yes, I am. I should have been working on this. This was started for our sweater along, and it's, oh yeah, I'm way too much at the beginning of the row to try to fake it and talk through it. I am enjoying this yarn. It does come off a little bit on, the color does come off a little bit on the hand. Not enough that it affects the sweater. I started knitting this because Amy from Knitting in Circles had one that looked really awesome on her, and I decided I wanted the sweater. And I know I've been saying this for weeks, but honestly, I'm coming closer to the point where I can separate for the sleeves.
It looks like you're making a fluted vase or something. There we go. Now it looks like a sweater.
So, there we go. In progress. I didn't realize I was in the middle of the row, or else I would have been working on that instead of on my other project when we were talking. What did I do with my... I did have something to clip it off. Oh, there it is. It was hiding in Batman's cape. My mouse pad is Batman and Nightwing, and this was hiding against Batman's cape, so I didn't see it at first. So.
Okay, and, alright, did you say what yarn was?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
You just didn't listen to me.
Well, you know you said that it was coming off on your hands, but I didn't hear you say it was Miss Babs.
Yep, Miss Babs, yes, what it's saying.
Okay. Alright, the next project, if you are done, is, let me finish that stitch. Okay. It's my second project without a name. Not the one I showed you last week, which is still sitting in a bag somewhere. I haven't decided about that. It is in this bag. This is my Knitting's My Bag, large bag. It's one of her earlier large bags, at least earlier for me, large sweater bags. I call it the French lady's bag, Monet bag, whatever you want to call it. Those are my Monet bags, I call it. It's not Monet, though. I just call it Monet.
I think we actually determined who it was, but it wasn't
I forget
Monet.
who it was.
I can't remember.
And I can't tell you what the project is until next week, if I decide to continue with it, but I can show you that it's a swatch. I'm using the swatch for it, because you don't know what it is, so it doesn't matter. So I'm making the swatch, I'm hoping I get gauge, but I never do, so we'll see. And the color, this comes from the shop down the hill. This is vintage Coates & Clark Red Heart Luster Sheen. And I think it's like 135 yards. It's what near as I can tell.
How does it feel on the hands?
This is actually really soft. It's 100% acrylic, but it feels very soft. It's easy to work with, and I'm not sure. It says everything I've looked up and research says that this is a sport weight.
Yeah, I thought at first by looking at it that was like linen or something.
Yeah,
but
I thought it was a sport. I thought it was a. Everything I've seen says it's a sport weight. I thought maybe it was a heavy fingering, but it doesn't really matter. I think it'll be fine. And I have like, it's about 160 yards as far as I can tell per skein. I think I have like 16 of them, so I should have plenty to do this project, provided I get gauged. And right now I'm doing the hook that I'm supposed to use, which is probably a recipe for disaster. I think it's an E-hook I'm supposed to be using. We'll see if I have to go down a hook or not.
She usually does.
That's all I can say about that.
Okay, talked about that one, talked about that one. You saw a little bit of this one. This is Jewel Box Cowlet, which is a Zuzu's Petals pattern by Karina Spencer. I'm using block Bronzona Alpaca / Silk DK in the colorway Malcolm.
We're using a lot of block Bronzonas today.
I made it to match Diana's hat. I made it in the same colorway. Is this one block?
I thought it was, but it's not. It's Reflections at Rocklands.
Well, then you lied.
I misspoke. I do not lie, in fact. I do not, in fact, tell untruth.
He does not sell online. I always say he because he's the one who sells at the Fiverr Festival, but his wife is the dyer.
Yeah. Nicest people. Well, we never met her. We met him. Nicest man you ever want to meet.
And I always look for his. In the past 2 years I've been to the Shenandoah Fire Festival, I look for him. I don't know if he goes to Maryland or not.
I haven't seen him at Maryland.
He's kind of like an undiscovered. They're kind of like an undiscovered treasure.
Yeah.
I love the hat I have of this, and this is to match that. So it's making its way. It's making progress.
Now, speaking of Maryland sheep and wool, that's only about 2.5 weeks away or 3 weeks away.
It's not even 3 weeks, Mom.
Yeah.
It's the 20th.
Yeah.
It's May 1st. It's the first week of May.
It's the first week of May. So if you're going, we're planning to be there Saturday. God willing, we'll be there.
Mm-hmm.
So if you see us, say hi.
Yep.
Stop us. You know.
I need to pick up extra batteries and stuff for my camera.
Yeah, I need to pick up a couple. I would like to get some swag before we get there too, if we can. I don't
know. You sound like you're trying to sound like Emily.
That's what it's called, swag.
You see, I would have never thought to call it swag. Yeah. I mean, what?
I don't know what it is yet. Otherwise, I would have called it whatever it was. I don't know what it is, or if we'll be able to do it. So, in any event,
we need to plan something soon.
Yeah, we do, if we do. So, but in any event, even if we don't, we'd like to. If you see us, stop us and say hi. And
indeed,
we love to talk to people, and it makes us happy.
Indeed, it does.
And we will be at the Podcaster Meetup also. If you know, we're intending on being at the Podcaster Meetup, so that'll be fun.
I've never been to Maryland before, so I'm kind of excited about it.
Yeah, it'll be fun. And if you see me at Miss Babs, I'm kind of crazy when I go there, so you might have to really get in my face because I'm very focused on what I want at Miss Babs. But yeah, so Maryland, say hi. You know,
I'm half tempted to like not even bother picking up anything at Miss Babs because I know I won't get anything.
Well, that's not true. You don't know that. She has some really good DK stuff and sport stuff, and she has a lot of good stuff.
Oh yeah, she has good stuff, but if there's there's a ton of people in line.
Well, I have to go anyway. I'm going to go anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have a lot to pick up this time because I still have several skeins. I'd like to maybe pick up another.
I have 2 sweaters worth of hers already that I haven't touched.
Yeah.
Well, the one was the sweater that was torn out.
Well,
that was almost done, and then the other I haven't even touched.
I have a knitted sweater I want to use Miss Babs for. Maybe the Vlad, but then I have to pick up another Vlad, and I need to pick up maybe another black watch. But anyway,
but this is in my Birdies on the Wire Plover Bird, medium size.
And you did say what the project was now already. You showed it, right?
I did.
Okay. Okay, my next project is Pebbles the Baby Bird. Yeah, I finally settled on a name for Pebbles the Baby Bird.
I thought you settled on that last week.
I did, but I was, it's actually stayed for more than 3 or 4 days. And Pebbles is in my Lois Knitting My Bag Autism Awareness, and this is her more recent size, unless she's changed it again. She made this for us. I have one, and Ty has one. Mine has blue inside, and Ty's has purple. Mm-hmm. Of the Autism Awareness. She made it for the Autism Awareness last year for us. And this is my baby bird, Pebbles, the baby bird from Taya's Bastion pattern.
And Bastion...
And I'm just about finished with the head. Taya had a little mistype about the ending row because when she switched the pattern, she just forgot to add the proper end row. So I waited for her to finish. I have one more row to finish the head. But while I was waiting for her to get up, I did do the beak. I got the beak. And here's the head that's just has one more row to go. So, yeah. I don't think I wasn't nearly this far.
No, I don't think you were.
So yeah, okay. And Heidi's yarn works up really well for this. I love the way this is her Autism Awareness. So I'm doing 2 projects in the Autism Awareness, but this is in the Werewolf base, which is her DK.
Yes.
And it's a wonderful amount of yardage in her DK. So
it's 400
yards.
So you can get one of my toys out of it and still have enough left over for the scrap blanket.
Or if you knit, you can get a shawlette, or I guess you could get DK socks out of it. I'm not overly. I guess if you have,
I don't know.
My understanding is 400 yards can make a pair of socks.
All I really care is I can get a toy and a log for my blanket out of it.
So. Yeah, so that's this, and I'm enjoying it. I'm using a 3.0 millimeter, 3 millimeter hook, which is between a C and a D. I think I have a British hook set because when I looked at it, all it says is 3, and when I looked it up on Ravelry, it's between a C and a D. So it's a C&1/2.
So, in my autism awareness bag, as you can see, it has the purple, is Bubble Yum the Baby Bunny. This is the Oops the Bunny pattern that I wrote.
Of course it is.
And I'm using Knit Picks Brava for like the white and the eyes and all that. And the other yarn, the main color is Heidi Undead Yarns Werewolf Base in the Autism Awareness colorway.
Oh. She's going to have all these toys on her projects for her yarn.
But they'll be worked up.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh,
there's
pretty
his
cute.
little head.
So cute.
And
Oh, and I'm keeping my birdie. Yes, I am. Yes, I have, Tanya.
his... What does Tanya have to do with it?
I hadn't said Tanya's name. You said Denise, but I didn't say Tanya yet.
Because Tilly's usually the one who tells you can keep all of them.
No. Tanya's the one who says I can keep all of it.
Oh, right, she's the instigator.
Yes, Tilly's the one who says that we have a menagerie.
Oh, okay. I think everyone, all the usual suspects have been mentioned.
Yes, I think they have. And even a few who haven't been.
So this is this other part of the body.
Aw.
So,
It looks like one of those stacking doll things. That's what they're called.
he's making his way.
I thought you were making them.
So, he's one of my favorite patterns to work.
No.
Yeah, I only have like, let's see, there's 12 bunnies and half of them are mine. So, I made
Did I make one or two?
2. This one.
Oh, I do. I just have them both. Okay.
Yeah. Whereas this is my 6th one, I think.
Right. And I'm going to keep 2 because I have to keep my undead yarn bunny, and I won't get rid of Echo. Echo is mine.
Echo's the cat mom. That one's Serena's Oops.
Oh, that's right. That's why I have to keep it. I get them mixed up because I just do. All right. Okay.
So, any more for you?
Yes, I have one more.
Okay.
Let me just. Okay. My last whip is in my Bright Owls bag that Davina got me for Christmas this year. It's a Cloverbird bag, which I love, and I'm sad that she's not working right now. And this is my Hopeful Cow from the Handbrake pattern by K.F. Jones. I finished the garter.
Well, give Dan credit too.
Yes, it is Dan too. Dan too. I finished the garter, whatever you call it, garter ridge, whatever you call it, and I'm doing the pattern. I did the first row of the pattern, and I'm on a knit row now. So I'm making progress. I'm a slow knitter, and knitting just seems to go slow for me. But I'm enjoying the project. It's fun. The yarn is fun. This is the yarn I was talking about. This is Miss Babs' Yazawada Skein in the slate colorway. And it's not that it's hard. It's not that it's rough. I think my hands are just dry because if I feel this, it's not rough. It's soft enough.
Mm-hmm.
It's not super soft like Heidi's Vampiric.
Yeah.
But it is very, very soft. It's just my hands must have been dry for it. And I think because it goes over a different way, I hold it a different way, it was rubbing against my hands. But it's very squishy in the garter here.
Well, garter tends to be squishier.
Mm-hmm. And I just started the patterning, so I don't really see it.
Yeah, it's too early on. You'll see
It's
it
too
later.
early on. But I'm enjoying it. It's a fun pattern, and I'm glad that Kay and Dan put something out that a beginner like me could try.
And what are the proceeds of the Handbrake going to?
They're going to cancer research, which is something that's very dear to my heart as well as to theirs. And so
I think it's 100% of the proceeds.
It's only £1 for the
I don't know what that
pattern.
translates to.
I think it's like $1.35 or $1.45. It's certainly no more than $2. I don't think it's $2. So you know, even if you don't knit, if you want to support them that way, or if you want to give it as a
Yeah.
gift or something, it's a worthy cause. The whole amount goes to cancer research. So I'm enjoying this immensely. It's a really nice pattern. I am doing the double, the longer version, so I had to cast on double the stitches, which I won't tell you. I know I told you last week, but I'm not going to tell you because it is a pay-for pattern. Lots of fun. I'm enjoying it. And I'm using size 7 needles, although I cast on with 10s.
Hold on one second. I just need to weave something in.
And I'm sorry to be drinking so much, but it helps me to talk.
Well, let's just keep talking because I have something I need to weave in. Apparently, it's this black part in this yarn that will not come pulled out.
What are you talking about? Oh, yeah, I see it.
So I just need to pull it in so it can't be seen. Weave it in a bit better.
Okay.
Because I don't want to cut it because I don't want to risk cutting my stitches because it's a pain in the neck to have to fix that.
All right.
I mean, I can, but I'd rather not. So, sound interesting.
Sound interesting? I hate it when you say that. But, yeah, okay. So,
pretend for a little bit.
Pretend for a little that I'm interested. Interesting? I don't know if I can do that.
I know it's a hard thing to ask.
Well, on the spot, telling me on the spot, I'm not interesting on the spot person. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't know what you're saying. Expound upon that for me.
I do not wish to expound upon that. It would be. What are you doing?
I'm fixing this.
She's using her handy dandy little tool to try to fix that, and Kenneth knows what that handy dandy little tool is. Oh, I know what I wanted to say. Allison. Allison. Yes. Allison, you asked if we were going, you were asking if we were going to be missing the toy along. We will not be missing the toy along. What happens is, the cal I referred to, the cal I referred to that we will be doing, it's not actually after our cardiac, it's in the middle of it. So we're going to be doing a concurrent knit along.
I like the word concurrent.
Yes, with Denise from the Knitting Den. Our cardiac read along goes from July through September, and in the middle of that, in October, is Pinktober. And Denise from the Knitting Den has asked us if we will co-host Pinktober with her this time around in October, and we said yes. So that's what we were going to be doing. The toy along will be
as it always has.
From September through December. We will do the toy along. No fear about that. I would have a cow if we didn't do the toy along. So
it's been around almost as long as the podcast.
Yes, it was our first. No, Autism Awareness was the first one.
Nope, Autism Awareness has only been going 2 years.
No, we've already done 2 years.
What I'm saying is Autism Awareness.
We just did this is our third one.
Yeah, but no,
this is our third one.
Well, this is our fourth toy along. Toy along's been longer.
We haven't done any of them 4 times.
Toy along's been longer. Toy along was our first one.
We'll have to go back and look. I don't think so, but we'll
I'm
check.
positive.
We'll check it out. In any event, it's one of our older ones, and we will be having it. So no fear, Allison. We will be having the toy along. It made me smile that she would think that we weren't. I was like, oh no, we'll have it.
Yeah, because Mom, you didn't start up with me until June.
Right. So
yeah, there's toy along was our first one.
Yeah. So we will be having the toy along.
I'm right. She's wrong.
Because somewhere in her little pea brain that matters.
She's just jealous because she's not right.
I don't have to be right all the time. I have humility. Something you are seriously lacking.
So, the next one.
Notice how she changed the subject.
I'm moving things along.
Because it benefits you.
I have tea.
So do I.
Mine's better.
Moving along. You oboe head.
So, in Fudgicles, my llama bag.
Fudgicles?
I actually had to get another skinny yarn because I'm running a little low.
Creepy llama bag. We were discussing creepy llama bags earlier today.
We were saying that creepy and cute are not mutually exclusive.
Not necessarily
mutually
exclusive. They can be, but they're not necessarily.
So, this is the Sarah pattern.
It's called the Sarah pattern?
Mm-hmm. Well, the project is Fisherman's Cardigan. The pattern is Sarah.
Okay.
It's by Jennifer Hagen.
What's the story behind the name? Do I know?
I don't know.
Why'd you call it Sarah?
I didn't call it. It's pattern's name.
You said it was a fisherman's cardigan.
The Fisherman's Cardigan's what I called it.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
She doesn't listen to me.
I don't.
So,
Why should I start now?
I have not measured it this time. I'm quite certain, though, that I'm not at the inches I need to be.
You said 19, right?
15 and a half.
15 and a half?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Not quite there yet.
So about 12, maybe?
I think
13?
last time I checked, it was almost 12. So, I usually do about 2 rows at a time. And that's what I did. I do love the sweater. It's just that it requires slightly more concentration.
Oops, I dropped it.
You drop it?
Yeah.
So it's got a little bit of love. Just about as much love as it normally gets.
I like that sweater. It's pretty. It's
Oh,
soft.
I can't wait to actually have it.
It's just a lot of work.
Well, it's not even so much work. I have to feel like I have enough time to work on it.
It's hard finding time that is uninterrupted here. Or that you can concentrate if it is
Yeah.
uninterrupted.
Part of the problem is I can't always concentrate.
Because we like to spend, we're a very family-oriented family, so we like to do things together, and that doesn't always equal.
My problem is that I can't always stay awake.
Yeah. And focus. Well, I wanted to work on other things yesterday, but people kept talking at me. I kept losing my count on what I was working on. Okay, do you have any more works in progress?
I do not.
Okay, I have an FO.
I do not.
Okay. In my Peekaboo bag from Denise, my owl's bag that Ty got me for Christmas.
Or it was meant to be for Christmas.
Yes. I have my Into the Woods scarf, which I turned into a cowl. And this is most likely going to be going to charity. Or to the Christmas table.
Which is then
this is the benefit charity. This is from the Cerebell Scarf Pattern by Sarah Sweethearts. I used an H hook, and the yarn is Heather's Lion Brand Heartland.
Yeah.
And this took a whole skein, just full skein, and it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. I had that much left. And that was after I put a scalloped edge on it, because this pattern, when you start it, ends on an edge like this. Well, it ends on an edge like this.
Yeah, because when it started, it
see
doesn't
it?
end.
I
can't tell.
see. Yes. Okay. It ends like that, like the sides. But the side that you started on, the chain, is flat. And because I didn't use a larger hook, I was a little narrower, so I went ahead and put an edge like this on the other side, which evened out the width of it. And then I put it together, even though it would have made a nice scarf, because it would have been about this long on each side. I love this pattern. It's an easy crochet. It's fast. Normally I can do this in a day and a half. It took me longer with this for various reasons. But I'm really happy with it. My husband loves the color on this one. I said I'm going to give this to charity or the Christmas table. I said, why? I said, well, it's going to go for charity. He was like, okay, that's fine. So, yeah, I enjoy that pattern. Check her out. I believe it's a free pattern. If you like this, it's not hard. Even if you're a new crocheter, it's not hard. So, yeah. Okay.
Royalties.
I don't have any.
I do. Well, you already saw it, but this is my Silver Shed 2X Batman bag. Got it with the extra matching strap and the notions pouch. This really cool yellow fabric inside, and my black sweater
She does such a good
matches
job.
up nicely.
She does such a good job. With
Yes,
that.
she does. And I wasn't planning on buying anything, and then I saw the fabric, and I had to.
It was kind of like one of those things where you get hit. You know, I'm just looking or whatever, and bam.
Yeah, because anyone who knows me knows that my nickname at work is Batman or Batgirl, because I wear Batman lanyard and several other Batman type things. So this is totally mine. It fits, so I'm very happy to have this bag. I've been carrying it around a lot lately because I've been working on this sweater a lot, actually, even though you can't tell.
Okay. Moving on to autobiography, or did you want to do the pattern thing first, or do you want to do? I don't know where that goes because that's new.
It goes right before autobiography.
Okay.
Design news. So I've got one pattern in the active designing phase. And those of you who are new to the podcast, I have a Ravelry shop. I'm on Ravelry, Etsy, Craftsy, WordPress. So although Francis Contingency Designs is under the Penhook and Needles website, it just has its own little section. But I sell my pattern in all those places. It's Franciscan Gypsy Designs. For the most part, I design toys, although I do have one knitted cowlet type thing. I have one pattern that is currently in the active designing phase, the one I told you guys about that wanted green eyes. I have Tilly and Testing, and that's due to be released on May 15th. I've got one pattern in the sketch phase, so that's one step away from being started for the designing phase. It'll slide into designing phase when the current one being designed goes into the test phase. And Timmy the Timid Turtle was released this morning at midnight.
Timothy.
He was released at midnight. There is a promotion for this. He's too shy to leave home by himself, so he will come to people's houses if one of the other, or any of the other, for instance, in Gypsy Designs patterns are bought. You can buy one other pattern, two other patterns, three other patterns, whatever. He'll come for free if you buy any of my patterns, any of my toy patterns. Doesn't count if you buy Duke. He has to go with another toy. He gets scared. That's the only way you get him for free. So you just put Timmy and your choice of toys in the cart, enter the code Timmy +1, and that's all one word.
And is the plus a word, or is it a?
It's a
symbol?
word.
Okay.
It's TIMMYPLUSONE. And I also have that code and information in the RAV group on the Timmy thread. And the promotion will run from April 20th through April 27th.
1 week.
Yes, 1 week.
1 week.
10 days?
No, 1 week. That's a Scrooge reference, in case you don't. The one with Albert Finney.
Yes.
Because that's kind of what we do.
It's 1 week.
1 week.
But that's all for design news at this time. And an example of Timmy, I should have brought my Timmy, so I'll bring out Mom's Timmy.
Shy Samantha.
Yes.
Shy Sammy.
Hers is Shy Sammy. Hers is bigger than mine, but it's about the right size. And mine isn't pink.
You know, I can show my turtle on when I work on it.
Yes.
Okay.
Because he's released.
Yeah. My other turtle is Twister.
And I've got GI Turtle going.
Yeah.
And I've got Undead Turtle in the other room.
Yeah. Okay.
Autobiography.
Okay. Writing. I'm almost finished with my part of the shared story. I wrote almost 2,100 words this week for the shared story, which is a lot for me. That's good. I was glad. I was happy with that. I finished my Sword of Shannara set, the quadrilogy.
It was the Heritage of Shannara quadrilogy, but the Talisman of Shannara was the book.
Right.
And I finished it as well.
And we started the first King of Shannara.
And that one, even though it's part of the Shannara set,
it's a standalone.
It's a standalone.
So yeah, that and that's yeah. I remember this first chapter, but I don't remember much about the book, so it's like reading a new book all over again. So I'm excited about that. I'm not quite. She finished the first chapter. I'm not quite finished. It was late when I started, so I was too tired to finish it. But I will do that later today, probably.
I don't remember liking this one as much as I did the other books, but you know, I didn't think I liked the one with Jer and Bryn as much either, and I end up absolutely loving that one.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. It's a different point of view and mindset when you read it when you're a little older. But I do like this character Kinson. I like him, and I always have. I just don't remember a lot about him.
Well, he's a borderman. We
I
like
have
the borderman.
I have a tendency to
It's like the
bordermen.
Highlanders.
Yes, yes. I don't know what it is about them, but I do like them. So,
the mailman, depends on the mailman.
yeah, it kind of does. All right, we have. I want to thank Bella Sox and Maria Wilhelmina for their continued help with the donations to our podcast for giveaways. Thank you very much. And we want to thank, I haven't answered anybody on any of the threads for this last podcast. I have read them all.
Yes, I've read them all, but I have not responded
yet.
Yes,
I do want to thank you all for your comments, both on the thread and in the YouTube group. I don't know about iTunes. I can't get iTunes to show
I've read
me.
all the YouTube ones as well. I know personally I've been trying to keep up with the personal messages because I've had a lot of people send me personal messages that needed to be answered right away. So that's part of the reason why I'm so behind in the threads. Plus, I've been really wiped out.
Yeah, and I have been trying to readjust my schedule. My husband and I were sitting down with his change in schedule, with Talia's change in schedule, and the time allotted for me to be able to do creative things and to get on Ravelry and stuff has changed. So I'm trying to find a way to get everything adjusted,
Get everything done.
Get everything done, and I've also been a little tired and things like that. So, but now I think I can, if I am able to get started with work early today and things are still a little choppy, I'll probably try to catch up on Ravelry and on the other groups. And I apologize for those who've been waiting forever. I thank the person on YouTube who let me know that she was one of the ones who asked about the story. I have to get back to her and send her a copy of that.
But that was Elvenitz.
Yeah, it was Sharon.
Did she change her name?
She did.
What is she now?
She used to be Elvenessence, I think it is. And now
that's right. She was Elvenessence, but she's now Elvenitz.
I forget. I have to go back and look.
I can't remember.
Her name is
Sharon.
Yeah, and she's a sweetheart.
I'm catching up on podcasts a little bit.
I do want to thank Jennifer Elson. She is in that crafty crew.
It's the Cast Off crew.
Cuppy Cake.
She's Cuppy Cake Yarn. That's her business. Her Rav name is Naughty
Hooker.
Naughty Hooker.
Yeah, Naughty Hooker.
She's part of the Cast-Off crew.
Yeah, she is amazing, and she's funny, and I have to thank her because she mentioned Davina for about 3 or 4 minutes in the podcast, and I brought Davina out to watch it, and she was absolutely thrilled.
Yes.
I mean, if you get a chance, watch her, but especially watch that episode. It's not the most current one; it's the one before it.
Yes.
And she takes out her black light yarn and her black light that she uses for her nails, and she showed Davina how the yarn glows, and Davina was absolutely thrilled. So, Jenny, thank you very much.
You
made Davina's day absolutely complete. She was excited. She was ecstatic. Thank you for thanking her. And now Mike and I have to find
a black light.
A black light. We're going to, and it's not going to be difficult. So if you can tell me where you got yours.
Maybe there's a way you can rig it in the room, so then you can find those glow-in-the-dark type star things to put in her room. She would love that.
We have to see. I don't want my paint on my wall damaged by that stuff. But I do. But the little handheld light, absolutely.
Or maybe a way to pinch her curtains.
Something like that. Yeah. I mean,
because I think she would like that.
Well, don't say anything to her.
Oh no, I wouldn't.
But because she gets an idea in her head and it's like a bulldog.
Because I also don't want to offer to make a bunch of little stars because that would take.
No, I mean, we can find them. They have. But she was ecstatic to be mentioned and to be talked to, and it was very exciting for her. Okay, I think that is it. I have to get to work. Ty has to get to bed.
Well, I'm going to get the podcast up first, so you guys can have an early morning podcast.
Hopefully. Well, early morning, it won't be too early for them. It'll be, how long does it take to upload?
It depends.
Yeah. Okay, well, in any event, I need to get to work so I can get my day started. I think this is going to be our normal podcasting time.
Yes.
Unless things occur. But, yeah, I think that's it, right?
Yeah, that's all I can think of.
Okay. So we want to thank you once again for spending time with us. We look forward to seeing you again next week. We hope you have a wonderful week filled with every good thing, knitting, crocheting, dyeing, spinning, whatever it is you do that makes you happy. And this is Pen, Hook, and Needles Podcast, episode 151, and that's a wrap.